Hi, beloveds. Hi, beauties. Everybody just arriving in. Welcome, welcome, welcome. As you're arriving in and settling into today's talk and guided practice, this is an opportunity for you to fully reset your nervous system, to take a pause out of your day and really reflect on a deeper level of the main triggers and perceived threats that get activated in your day-to-day life, so that you can support yourself to come back into that rooted rhythm, that coherence with nature as a regulatory force and resource, and your foundation to move and operate through life. So inviting you, as you're arriving in, to simply connect with your breath, drawing all of your attention to your breath and allowing yourself to rock with this natural rhythm. And firstly, taking some deep, long inhalations down into the belly and exhaling fully. Once again. Inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the mouth. Once again, inhaling through the mouth, exhaling through the mouth. And allowing yourself to simply arrive into that rhythm of the exhale, these waves moving through you. Surrendering deeper into the sensation of your body, your beautiful temple. And inviting in bliss, calm, serenity as you're inhaling. And exhaling out any tension, stress, anxiety. And finding yourself really deeply enjoying to breathe, to experience life. gently, sweetly, sensually inviting in satisfaction with each inhalation. Dropping into the simplicity of being as you are in this moment, all that you are, embracing every part of you. So welcome, beloveds. Welcome into part 3 of Orientation Week for the Rose Shamanism Training of 2026. The weave and the basket of all the incredible beings that are slowly arriving in and building this tapestry where you are held, embraced and initiated into an experiential study with the medicine of the rose, teaching you as practitioners to be able to integrate powerful therapies with her to really allow all human beings from different dynamics, walks of life to have access to the feminine, this deep knowing and primordial wisdom and the powerful resources that the rose brings into each individual's life. So I'm so excited to be back. I've been really deeply enjoying to be present with you in this way in the live over the past week. And there's a few more live classes and practices with me. These are mini tasters and really an introduction into the core subjects and topics that you will be learning in the Rose Shamanism training, and there's a few more next week. So if you haven't already, I invite you to make sure that you save those dates. We are back at the same time on Monday and on Wednesday for this beautiful collection of wisdom and a deepening of your knowledge in the somatic science of the way that the rose heals and brings transformation and just vital resources into every being's life. So today I am sharing about the nervous system regulation with Rose, the ways that she supports to activate the parasympathetic nervous system and guide an individual back into a transmission and understanding within their bodies, creating new neural pathways in terms of their nervous system consistently being able to sustain regulation and nourishment within that space. And this really comes back into our original coherence with Mother Nature, something that's so deep within us. It's our primal intuitive intelligence of our body, and the rose awakens this memory and knowledge within every human being that comes in contact with her. And as you are being called to be in service with this powerful plant medicine, this is where you will be serving from and bringing miracle results into the lives of your clients. Our intuitive intelligence of our body and our nervous system is there to help us orientate and navigate life. It's a vital resource for us to pick up on what is really harmonic for us, what is supportive for us, what is going to help us thrive and grow and blossom. And this is why the body reacts in protective mechanisms, especially if it's under threat. This is when the nervous system gets activated in survival. And today I'm going to be sharing with you the pathways in which the rose guides an individual out of a consistent survival operating system in the body, from overstimulation in the nervous system, activated in fight or flight, in trigger responses, back into building trust with the experience that your body is having, and the experience on an emotional, mental level. And this is one of the biggest blessings that the rose brings, because she helps an individual to process what is happening inside of them. We live in a world today that our nervous systems are getting activated all the time. We live in an operating mode of pressure and pushing and overriding our body's natural responses and signals and what it's communicating to us for our health and well-being. So it's one of those elements that is really unavoidable. It's something that you all experience. There's triggers that we get just simply from the environment around us and the speed of life and the magnitude of electromagnetic influence, let alone, the world that we live in today regarding technology. These are all electromagnetic frequencies that our body picks up on, and more than that, just interacting with all human beings in this life, things taking place, people's different energies, and this is where those trigger responses come in to just help you navigate. So when you experience something and your body is reacting into survival, it's the rose is supporting you to emotionally have the intelligence to process, okay, why is that taking place? How can I hold that with love and embrace and build trust in this experience, build a sense of surrender, allowing of those emotions inside of me. So before I get more into this particular topic, I just want to invite everybody that's arrived into the space over the last minutes to just drop in for a moment and close down your eyes and just really feel that you're arriving into the here and the now. Connecting with your breath and becoming really aware of your body without resisting, rejecting the experience that you're having. How can you allow yourself to drop deeper into that? So breathing sweetly as if you're breathing in a delicious breath that you're enjoying. And as you exhale, just releasing any tension, any stress build up that you feel energetically around your field and within your body. And allowing your awareness to drop down deeper into your body, connecting to your roots as if you feel this strong gravitational pull, that alignment with the rhythm of nature, with this steady, calm coherence, and calling in all parts of yourself to be fully present, open and receptive to receive. And allowing yourself to surrender in even more to this pull, this support, this connection to Mother Earth, the earth beneath us. So I'm giving thanks to the Mother Goddess, to the medicine of the rose, the Divine Mother, to Mother Nature herself. So the rose therapies that you will learn in the Rose Shamanism training are an instantaneous response from the body when you apply them for an individual that may be activated in fight or flight and survival mechanisms. Firstly, by supporting to regulate the heart rate, it allows your clients to breathe deeper, and especially if they struggle to find this regulation inside of themselves, or they've never quite experienced what it means to have a sense of calm and groundedness and steady belonging and embrace of themselves. If they've grown up in a family where all of the family members are triggered in their survival mechanisms, which is very common in this day and age. Most of humanity are operating in survival. This medicine gives them a transmission that is really such a big gift, because the body responds instantaneously to the rose herself and this plant, in the same way that this method of healing, this therapy of grounding, works when the electromagnetic pull and exchange and oscillation between the frequencies of our body and our cells interact with nature. So nature also, when you're sitting out on the earth and breathing slowly, nature will help you to regulate your heart rate, to breathe deeper and ground into the body, to feel that support of that gravitational pull as a regulatory force and resource. So the rose is implementing this same experience that nature provides for us on a frequency level in our bodies, and you will witness just powerful things happening in terms of the parasympathetic nervous system getting activated, and seeing that somebody can really drift into a deep state of serenity and calm that when they've entered into a session with you before these therapies, they may not have really been in that state. They may have been very activated in survival, breathing shallow in a shallow breath, and needing that support and that embrace. So this is what this medicine provides, is that embrace from nature herself. It's a nature-based therapy, and the deeper workings of how this supports in your body. So the rose works on the tissues and the fascia to really support and strengthen the cellular membranes. So this interaction of the electromagnetic fields in the environment around us is translated and processed with a field of energy that is already rooted in rooted in a high frequency of love that allows an individual to process it and have a healthy barrier, as it were, as your immune system would be built up in the way that it protects you from any bacteria or viruses. The rose supports your nervous system and those subtle energy bodies around you to process the information. So instead of being triggered into fight or flight from these, you are able to navigate life from this deeper foundation and belonging that you already have to the coherence of the earth. And this really brings me to the key thread in survival and what that is, and it's often relating to a lack of trust in the body's operating system and the way that the nervous system is communicating to you. What is it saying? What is it reflecting to you? And this can obviously be deeply interwoven within everybody's personal experiences in their life and the traumas that they have gone through, which is where the rose helps you to reweave, because little cues in an environment can reflect something deeper from something happening in your life earlier on in childhood, at another moment, that creates that anxiety, that fear of threat, that you were physically under threat. And that's where that protective mechanism comes in. Where the rose supports, it's helping you to build trust, to breathe into that space, that you can allow the waves of those the stimulation and the activation from anxiety, fear in the system to be regulated and dissipated and alchemized through the higher frequency that the rose brings into the body. So this is such a powerful resource of anybody moving through trauma recovery, because it provides them a framework, a foundation that they can come back into. As I said, it's a journey and a cycle of transformation for every single human being in this life, and it's unavoidable. The triggers in the environment and threat from the world that we live in today, and this is a part of our way our body operates. Our nervous system is there to support us to navigate what is good and supportive for us on our journey. So in the previous parts of this orientation week, I've mentioned about the patriarchal system and the colonized beliefs of separation from the mother consciousness, from this natural coherence of our body, where people have exiled, rejected, dismissed these innate cues and subtle senses of the body to support us. So with this work of nervous system regulation, you're helping an individual to rebuild that trust, which is creating new neural pathways inside of the system. Of course, if they've been operating through survival for a really long period in their lives, it takes time to rebuild a supportive coherence and pathways inside of them. But this is what the rose provides by giving that transmission, providing a space where they can come back into that. It's a navigational tool for a pathway that's opening inside of their emotions and their mental processes to come back into that space. And it's ultimately in recognizing and acknowledging, what are you experiencing? What is this threat? And having that sense of compassion and unconditional love to really embrace, rather than having any fear of what is really taking place, that you can trust that often we live in a world that wants to control everything, to control our bodies, to prevent and to keep us going at this high speed. But there is a way with the rose where it's, even if that takes place in your body and this threat comes up and this trigger of the fight or flight, you can come back into the home of your heart and your being. So as with all of these topics over this orientation week, they're vast, and there's a lot more that you will learn in the Rose Shamanism training. This is simply a sweet planting of a seed inside of your consciousness of the way that she can support individuals and what you're bringing in. And even those that have more complex trauma dynamics inside of their system and their being and their life experiences, you can work with these therapies in a dynamic way that you are already providing that sense of harmonic coherence and this rhythm of nature that they can come back into and know that that's their true home, and rebuild that trust inside of them and their body's responses. So I'm going to invite you into a practice with me now, an opportunity to love yourself, some self-care, and experiencing the power of the rose and what she can provide. So first and foremost, I'm going to invite you to close down your eyes. Once again, connecting in with your breath. And drawing your awareness to the base of your body. And feeling that you're planted upon the earth. And feeling that gravitational pull, this downward energy in motion. This amazing, secure way that Mother Nature has made it so that we always feel that we're a part of her, that we are held by her. So allowing yourself in this moment to really connect into that stable, grounded force of Mother Earth. And from here, I'm going to invite you to open up your imagination and be curious and begin to imagine yourself out in a place in nature, and you're beginning to walk through a garden and you have bare feet and you're feeling the texture of the grass or soil beneath you. And you feel yourself being drawn to one rose bush out in this garden. And it's a peach coloured rose. And I'm going to invite you to come and sit in front of this peach coloured rose in your imaginary garden. And you're allowing yourself to sit there in meditation and begin to greet this presence, and you're looking at all of the blossoming, beautiful, voluptuous, magnificent rose flowers, and you're beginning to smell all of these sweet perfumes and aromas. As if you're breathing her in. You're hearing the sweet sound of the wind and nature and other animals around you. And here I'm going to just invite you to gently imagine as if you're breathing in the energy from these peach roses on this rose bush. And as you're breathing her in, you're feeling her arriving into certain places in your body. Maybe it's your heart, your gut. Maybe you're feeling little tickles and sensations around your hands or your legs. Maybe you're feeling this sweet touch on your head, your forehead. And as you breathe out, you're in this reciprocal exchange with the rose herself, as if she's communicating to you and you're listening to her. And you feel as if she's magnetizing you into her vortex and this allure that she has, this seduction of her beauty, as if you feel her bringing you closer into her embrace. Breathing in the rose flowers and all of these scents. And as As you exhale, just breathing out your intentions. Maybe it's old thought processes and patterns related to any survival mechanisms that may be active in you right now. And as you're breathing, I invite you to call in trust of the experience, trust of your body, trust in the waves of emotions that come and go, trust in the wind of thoughts that come in and out. And as you maybe feel emotions arising as the rose is supporting you to clean and regulate your nervous system back into coherence with her rhythm, I invite you to lovingly acknowledge and allow them to be released effortlessly, these denser frequencies stored in your cells, into the rose bush herself and the flowers there in this garden that you're sat in. So gently, without overextending yourself in this practice today, just being very sweet and gentle, acknowledging what is your own edge in this moment in time. Taking a moment to really acknowledge your body and recognizing, is your system activated in fight or flight? Is there elements of survival there? Is there remnants of fear or distrust? A desire to escape or reject any uncomfortable emotions that may be there? And as you're breathing in the rose, just gently feeling this opening of those spaces, opening of maybe something that is a little bit uncomfortable for you. Maybe it's simply just having that deep relief that you're being witnessed and acknowledged by this powerful plant medicine and her spirit in everything that you're moving through. And asking yourself, what is the real threat that you're experiencing? Asking yourself maybe where that originates from. And with your next inhalation, I invite you to bring in just positive affirmations to support you. And reminding your body that your body is safe and held and loved and in the same rhythm as nature, part of nature. Maybe it's simply sharing the sweet words that the rose is inspiring inside of you in this moment. Just asking the rose to support you, allowing yourself to gift over any weight or burdens or fear, anxiety that may have been troubling you. And just gift it over to her with grace and love and gratitude. We each have the potential to reside in this deep state of serenity and calm as nature herself is in a grounded rhythm so that she can thrive in creativity and beauty and manifestation. I'm inviting you to feel and connect as You honor the peach rose in front of you, this quality of deep calm and serenity. Maybe it's reminding yourself of a moment in your life where you really, really felt this, held and supported and open and receptive. And feeling that serenity, this serene quality, this high frequency. And in your own way, bowing down to the rose bush that you're sat in front of in this garden, and giving thanks to her and acknowledging her and giving grace. Maybe there's a sweet offering that you place at her feet. And slowly in your own time, beginning to walk back out from the garden. Walking back out in regulation, in this connection of feeling your feet grounded into the earth. And inviting you to connect into that feeling of the earth being your home, your sovereign home, your mother, where you belong, where you are held, supported, nurtured. Well, I trust you're all feeling more regulated and very yummy and blissful. I want to give thanks and bow down to each of you in your devotion to yourself, and really committing and taking this time to drop deeper into your calling to be in service with Rose Medicine in this life and this journey of yours. I'm so excited for this year to come. It's a year of complete grace and effortlessness. And if you're ready to step forward in your calling of being a feminine mentor and deeply in service to the currents of she and the mother of all life, and ready to activate yourself in this initiation that you know the Rose Medicine is for you, don't hesitate, because this is the last moments to get the discount that's out right now on the training. This is really a lifeline of an embrace and a support in this 9-month cohort, and I can't wait to be with you all and see you all blossom into your full potential, and for you all to be in awe of the magic of these practices. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to add them into the chat box with me now. Otherwise, there will be another opportunity on Monday for part 4 of Orientation Week. So I'm sending so much love to each and every one of you, and so many roses to support you on your path today. May you feel deeply rooted and grounded into the medicine that you are, into the primordial wisdom of the earth that exists within you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So much love.